Well, Skip, when he checked out at 8 minutes, I thought it was a normal substitution. I was just like, okay, AD's checked out, okay, coming in, boom. I ain't think anything about it. Second quarter started, I didn't see AD in. I was like, okay, maybe he just went to I didn't know until I started looking at the internet, I saw alert, AD's out with flu-like symptoms. So, like I said, I don't listen to the sound, so I didn't really think anything about it. Then I heard flu-like symptoms. I was like, well, whoo, that's best case scenario. I mean, what, 24, 48 hours? Hopefully it's not contagious. He didn't pass it along and nobody else misses any time. But, hey, it's just unfortunate for the Lakers. They got 2 games in 48 hours, so that could be bad. D. Ham said that after the game that, he had a fever yesterday. He tried to go. So hopefully, you take some Motrin, you get some fluids into your system. You're able to rehydrate. Hopefully, the dizziness and anything that came along with the symptoms that you had, hopefully they dissipated. But, yeah, I was disappointed because I felt that this was a game that they probably could have won had AD played. But, Skip, as I mentioned yesterday, what do the Lakers struggle with? Dynamic players. Now, if you can't defend the pick and roll, you're going to catch hell beating the Cavaliers because Donovan Mitchell is a tremendous pick and roll player because that's all he did in Utah with Rudy Gobert. Darius Garland, he's been in Cleveland playing with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. They're tremendous in the pick and roll. Donovan Mitchell got it going. Pat Bev, Lonnie Walker IV, Dennis Schroeder. None of those guys can keep him out of the lane. So what do? They get to the lane, dish it off to Jared Allen. At one point, I think he was 8 or 8, 9 or 9.
He was.
And then Donovan Mitchell got it going, and then you're at his mercy. Because now he can drive the ball, he can finish at the rim, he can step back and hit the three, so you're at their mercy. But even that being said, Skip, even though AD was out, the Lakers were right there. This was a game that I needed to see LeBron in the fourth quarter. Says, you know what, I know y'all talking about AD and talking about he should be the MVP and he surpassed me as the best player, but don't forget about old GOAT now. I might not be the best player on the team. He probably still believes that he is, but I'm still the GOAT.
Well, is he? He won last night.
That's my point, Skip. That's what I'm saying. Skip, he took one shot, a step back 3. In a game that was nip and tuck. It was. I mean, they started the fourth quarter down by 1, and with 8:30 left, they were at a tie ball game. So then I'm like, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, pat the dog, say, hey, boy, you might watch old GOAT do this. I'm like, bro, you not gonna shoot? Thomas Bryant came in, he did, but Thomas Bryant's not AD, Skip. He gave you 19 and 9.
19 and 9 is pretty good from Thomas Bryant. I was impressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can live with that. Brown Jr. came in and made a couple of threes, Skip. I was like, okay. But nah, Skip. I mean, I needed to see LeBron go ahead and take this thing over in the fourth quarter. But hopefully it's nothing more. It's after 24 hours, Skip, it passes through AD's system, and he's ready to go tonight against Toronto. But, yeah, I was disappointed. But he came into the season with a back. We know what's happened over the last 2 years with the injury history. And they tell him the only thing that he got is a flu. Man, I'm doing like 15 cartwheels.
Okay. At that flashpoint moment when he went out of the game, I'm obviously watching, and he grimaced, and it seemed like he was trying to kind of unwind his back a little bit, like it was starting to flare up again. And I thought, uh-oh, not again. And yet then the announcement comes, flu-like symptoms, the cliche classic of, I don't know what that means, but whatever. But Darvin Ham did say he had a 101 temperature during the day plus change. So, okay, that's pretty serious if, in fact, that's what he had. All right. Now, my biggest reaction was, for whatever reason, here we go again. It is always something with this guy. And I don't know why, but it just is always something. And you've said it before, but you leap back on the bandwagon and began to drive it yesterday, and you're calling AD always dominating. And I warned you, I said, no, always disappointing. Because I think he's been more disappointing than dominating in the biggest picture. When he's right, he's as right as it gets.
All is right in Laker land.
He led you to a bubble championship. Bubble as it was, he led you to that.
No, he didn't lead that. GOAT did that.
No, he did that because he hit that shot against Denver that was a season saver. It was a playoff saving shot.
You think GOAT was going to let that series slip away?
Well, no. I don't know. But the point was, he was really good.
He was sensational
in the bubble.
Yes.
All right. Now I look at the last 2 years. And I think you already know these numbers, but I'm going to just throw them right back at you again. So let's go back 2 years ago. They played a grand total of 72 games that year. and he managed to play 36. He played half the games that year, so he missed 36 games 2 seasons ago. Then last season, they played the usual 82 game, and he played 40 of the 82. So he missed 42 games. So he missed more than he played last season. So over 2 years, Anthony Davis has missed a grand total of 78 games. That's staggering to me because that will not work.
No.
You're obviously still paying him. He's still, you kept talking about for 2 years, the torch needs to be passed to a guy who's in street clothes at the end of the bench.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to consistently, and Darvin Ham says we're going to run our offense through Red D, but it's hard when he's on the sideline.
Can't do it. No,
it's
can't
hard.
do it. And so all of a sudden this year, counting last night, he has missed 3 games. Yeah. Not the end of the world, but you've only played 23, so he's missing games.
Right.
And it's always some little something. It's his back or it's this or it's that. And they don't seem like huge career-threatening kind of injuries, but he just stays something wrong hurt, right? Yes. And then the flu. Okay, so the good news was that he tried to play.
Right.
And again, I tell you all the time, when it comes to injuries or illness, you can't know and I can't know exactly what the man is feeling.
Right.
Only he knows for sure in those sneakers what it feels like to try to play basketball last night. So he makes it 8 minutes and he decides, I just can't go. So the good news was he tried to go.
Yeah.
The bad news was he didn't just suck it up and say, I'm going to play through this. Now, maybe it's so bad you can't play through it.
Right.
Now
maybe
we're back
to feeling dizziness. But it's just, Skip, I just think the mentality is, I mean, I've had those symptoms, and they told me, hey, drink some Gatorade, take some Tylenol, get your ass back in the game.
Okay, there you go. Okay, well,
but that's a different mentality, though.
Okay, and I got to do, speaking of old school, I want people to let this sink in, please. I tweeted about this last night because I looked it up because I want to make sure I got it right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, 9 times in his career played all 82. 9 times. He played every game scheduled.
And I think he played 80.
He had an 81, so that was just 1 fewer, and he had an 80, only 2 fewer. Yeah. Well, that's 10, 11. 11 times he came close to playing all 82
11
games.
of his 15 years.
That's impossibly great. You want to talk about Iron Man, and you can't tell me that he didn't have flu-like symptoms along the trail.
Oh, he
obviously had the flu game at Utah.
Yeah, but here's some games he didn't feel. He didn't feel like himself. Michael Jordan, a bump, a knee, a back, a thigh.
I lived through Chicago winters for 3 years. I know what it feels like, and if you're traveling, if you're flying, you are going to get sick.
Yeah.
So he had upper respiratory, he had colds, he had coughs, he had whatever, and 9 times he just fought through it and kept playing.
Well, maybe it was the cigar that kept the flu from getting in his body.
I don't know. You could be right about that. Maybe it's a little bit of that. Maybe it kills some of the germs. I don't know. I don't know. But the point is that was commonplace in those days. Everybody just played.
Right.
Back-to-backs. Jordan looked forward to, I get to play 2 in a row. I'll take that because I'll be better in the second game than I was in the first game. I'll be a little warmer.
Yeah.
He would, when I used to talk to him, it'd be like, I don't want to take 4 or 5 days off. We don't need a break like that because I get a little rusty.
Right.
I need to re-oil the joints a little bit to get going, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but that used to be the mentality. And now it's not just AD or LeBron. It's everybody, all the super, you don't play the back-to-back.
Right.
Is it from agents? Is it from medical people advising? I don't know. But with this guy, he is so frustrating because he was on the cusp of becoming the MVP for a team. Like I kept asking you yesterday, they're 10-12 going into last night's game. And there's MVP buzz about Anthony Davis. And I couldn't argue against it because the last 4 games, you want to talk about a tear, it was Chamberlain-esque, right?
Yes.
Okay? So how can you trust this guy going forward, even though this was just flu-like symptoms? It came right on schedule with LeBron's going home, going back to Cleveland, where he always plays big and plays well and puts up big points. And yet it's going to be hard to beat that team, which is much better than any team. Remember, LeBron had, going into that game, he was 17-2 against the Cavaliers when he didn't play for the Cavaliers, right?
Yes.
And he was 9-1 at Cleveland when he wasn't a Cavalier, when he went back.
Correct.
Okay? Well, what are the odds he's going to beat that team, which was a 4.5-point favorite, without Anthony Davis?
No.
It's not very good.
I mean, they like I said, Skip, they were close in the ball game, and he would have to revert back into being LeBron, GOAT James again in the fourth quarter. Because Donovan Mitchell, so basically, Skip, hey, you did that, I'm going to come back and do this. He's going to have to go back and forth with Donovan because Donovan got it going. And Skip, because we've seen the guy we saw him in the playoff game, he and Jamal Murray going back and forth. So we know once he gets it going, good luck trying to out the fire.
Yeah, when they were in the bubble, those two, they went at it.
Yes, yes. So we know what Donovan.
They were trading 50 burgers, right?
You remember how he was, Skip, when they played, 2 years ago when they was going to Clippers, the first 2 or 3 games, how Donovan got it going. And it's like, hey, ain't nothing we could do. Hey, go back to L.A. and try to recoup. They quiet him down. But, yeah, I thought last night with 8:30 to go, that's all you could hope for. With no AD, imagine now, you got no AD, and with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game, you're tied. I think if you're D. Ham, you say, I take it.
Sure.
Because now I still believe I still got the best player that's on the court. Better than Garland, better than D. Mitch. I still believe LeBron James is the best player. I would trust him. Hey, go do what you need to do, bro.
He was not the best player on the floor last night.
No, he wasn't. No.
All right. One last point about Anthony Davis. Some guys are born with pain tolerance that I can't explain. Like you said, in your day, they just said,
"Oh, you play, yeah,
just whatever."
Yeah, you weren't staying at home. I mean, he didn't come in and say, "Nah." It was like, I'm like, do y'all got medicine in the tables? Why can't I just stay home? Why I got to come lay on the table? I'm not gonna practice. I'm not gonna be in the meeting, but come lay on the table and put a,
And maybe if your back got wrenched or it felt stiff or whatever, you get a little therapy, you get a little massage, you put some icy hot on it, you ice it, you do whatever you have to do, and you just go play with it. And for whatever reason, Anthony Davis is not built like that.
Yeah.
That's the problem here because none of these things become career-threatening or even season-threatening.
True. And Skip, as a young player, if you have injuries, you don't even tell the medical staff. I had back spasm. As a matter of fact, it was Thanksgiving Day game my rookie year. We played Detroit. Skip, my back was so stiffer than a fence post.
Yep.
You think I'm going to tell them? You a young player? I'm not going to tell y'all so y'all can release me. Talking about I ain't tough, can't make the club in the tub. No, sir. I had injuries. Hey. Five bruise. I ain't telling.
Okay,
I'm going to go out there and play.
And what'd you do for your back? You
gutted it out. Like, ooh,
okay, but what did you do to rehab it? To
just put ice on it, try to stretch, pull your knees and do all that. But
I got it. And in the end, you just suck it up and try to run through it.
Yes.
Because if your mind is strong enough, it can, unless, like they always say, there's a difference between being injured and hurt, right? Yeah. Okay, and there is a huge difference because you can play through being hurt.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because you got to turn your mind, your body knows, you got to turn your mind off. Say, hey, I'm going to get through this.
Okay, so has your trust level fallen at all for always dominating?
No, watch tonight.
You think he'll be
back
right
tonight
back?
giving folk the work.
Really?
Yep.
I'd be shocked if he plays
I'm
tonight.
not.
Yeah. I'll be shocked if, quote-unquote, GOAT plays tonight.
I'm going to be shocked if GOAT don't give me 35.
Really?
I'm going to be shocked.
Huh.
I'm going to be shocked if he don't give me 35 and 10, like I thought he was going to give me last night.
Are we going to have another quick bet on this game?
If AD
No, there's no ifs, ands. You just said he is going to play.
Yeah, he played tonight.
Okay, so I'll just do another case on this game then. I'll take Toronto.
You going to give me the points?
No. There was no points last night.
Yeah, I got this one. Because they're going to Toronto. You ain't know that? They're going to Toronto.
Yeah, they're the baby dinosaurs.
Baby dinosaurs. Ain't nothing changed.
Right?
Ain't nothing changed.
Huh. I'll take the baby dinosaurs tonight for one case. I gave you that one back from last night, so here we go again.
Toronto, Canada.
Okay, thank you.
That's all it coming.
Okay.
Y'all know what we do to the baby dinosaurs. They ain't grown yet. Talking about the Raptors. Baby
Raptors. It's going to be the Rapture tonight.
Hey, that's what LeBron going to do, lady. Y'all ain't grown up yet.
Really? Huh. To Siakam, you think?
Yeah. Okay. And Scotty Barnes,
okay.
Trent Jr., all y'all finna get it.
I hope they're all healthy. I haven't even checked on them, but I'll be good.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. So you talking real big.
I love when we get the dew flowing early on in the show, guys. Yep, Toronto tonight for the Lakers, and then at the 76ers on Friday. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.